Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the April 2020 tarot reading for the sign of Sagittarius. Please keep in mind this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this in regards to your sun, moon, rising, Venus and Mars signs, okay? So take a look at your placements in regards to your natal chart and see the corresponding zodiac signs for that. And then also take a look at the reading titles to see which message resonates with you the most. Okay, so if you feel like this one isn't particularly your message at this time, then maybe another video that is, okay? So just to let you know, I'm going to be using a Celtic cross style spread using the Waite tarot deck, clarifying with the intuitive as always. So I just want to say, first of all, Sagittarius, when I was shuffling your cards, when I was pre-shuffling the tarot, both decks actually, I really kept seeing like the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups really kept coming up for you. And I think it's very clear that from what else I saw, that a lot of you have been feeling like, you know, the doors to opportunities have been shut for you, or they were shut in your face. And you feel like there isn't a possibility, you know, of changing things up, having a new beginning, you know, starting something fresh in some area of your life. But that appears to not be the case. I feel like a lot of opportunities are actually going to be opening up to you at this time. And also I feel like there is a situation that's going to come to an end, that's going to bring you more into this space of abundance, more opportunity, right? And I think it's going to take you by surprise. Like, whatever this situation is that's coming to an end, it's been a long time coming, I feel. But once that happens, that's when you'll start to open up and see all the possibilities that are available to you, right? You'll see opportunities where you didn't see them previously. So just be aware of that, okay? There's plenty of opportunities coming up for growth, expansion, and ascension. So I'm just going to get the layout for you now in regards to this reading. But that's just the general energy that I was getting so far, okay? That things are changing rapidly for you, okay? And that certain situation that may come to an end very, very soon is going to open you up to realizing these possibilities, right? New opportunities of fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. Okay. Alright, I think we're there now. So, Sagittarius, in regards to your present circumstances here, you have the Nine of Swords in reverse, okay? Air energy. So this is Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, okay? So this is really talking about like coming out of this space where you've been feeling really frustrated, maybe possibly quite stressed because of whatever this situation was that you've been dealing with recently. That's kind of making you feel like there's no forward motion, okay? There's no movement, there's nothing, you know, there's no opportunity for growth within this situation. For some of you, I feel like it's, you know, circumstances in your life that you feel like is holding back your personal growth. For others of you, I feel like it's in regards to a relationship, a stagnant relationship that's you feel like is holding you back from achieving this dream, whatever it is that you want from a relationship, right? So it's going to be different for each of you. And we'll look at that when we clarify. But in regards to the challenge crossing this situation, you have the Justice in reverse, so that's Libra energy, okay? You could be dealing with a Libra from, you know, getting the Nine of Swords here and the Libra's card here, Justice. So I feel like either way, what you're being asked to address within this is that while you have been feeling stressed, I feel like you are starting to let a lot of that go because this is in the reverse, okay? So I think whatever the situation is, You're not feeling like it's worth the stress anymore. It's not worth the anxiety, the headaches, the constant worry, okay? You're getting into this space where you're like, I'm ready to release this. And what you're being asked in regards to this is being aware that while it may not seem like fair, like it might not seem fair how things played out, it might not seem like, you know, it's going to work out in your favor, the overall outcome. Don't be so sure of that, okay? Either way, even if you feel like you have to take a loss of some kind, maybe that's what's necessary in order to reach this balanced place within yourself, okay? So even if you feel like there's some situations that are playing out in your life that doesn't seem like it's being balanced fairly, right? Some things just have to happen, okay? Sometimes shit's just not fair, okay? It's like that. Sometimes something has to happen that seems unjust, so that you are aligned to something that is more suited, right, to the path that you wish to take, right? Particularly because, like I said, there is something that is being removed out of your life, so you can see the possibilities and explore what's going to bring you towards what it is you actually truly want, right? So sometimes, you know, things have to be cut out of our lives, and sometimes it can be quite abrupt. But the challenge here is to not let that, you know, create further imbalance in yourself, right? You have to ground yourself. That's the challenge here. So in regards to your recent past, you have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. So I feel like, yeah, recently you may have been in a situation where you could have found yourself homeless even, or you could have found yourself walking away from a situation, a very turbulent situation, I feel. Possibly even a divorce, a separation, a breakup, something of that nature. And I feel like, you know, it didn't actually happen. Maybe you were on the cusp of walking away, or perhaps the person you're dealing with is on the cusp of asking you to leave. But in the end, you guys decided not to go down that path, right? That's what I'm feeling like. But, you know, I don't want to say too soon, but that may have been a mistake. Because now, you know, you're coming into this space where you are going to be purging something regardless. That's what I'm seeing here. But we'll look at that when we clarify. In regards to your near future, you have the Four of Wands in reverse, okay? So fire energy, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Yeah, you're definitely walking away. You see how this is in reverse. So usually this is like the 11-11 card. This is big revelations, something significant coming to your life, you know, a new beginning, you know, having this clarity and awareness, building something for the long-term structure. You know, this can symbolize marriage, you know, a union. But within the reverse, I feel like you are going to be walking away for good, is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like where you hesitated before, or where someone may have convinced you to stay, or where you decided not to leave, or you asked this person not to kick you out or whatever. I think it's coming to your awareness now that may have been a mistake, and actually the best thing you can do is sever this tie, or remove yourself from a situation that is not going to be beneficial to you in the long term. It's not going to be healthy for either of you. It's not a healthy relationship or a healthy situation to be in anymore. You know, I don't know your circumstances, so just take this however it resonates. It could be a separation from a partner. It could be, you know, choosing to live. If you say, for example, if you live with friends, you may decide to no longer live with them because it's causing so much disruption in your friendship because of all the little details, right? That you're choosing to remove yourself, right, from this friendship group, from your housemates, because it's just become like just unbearable, right? The living situation. Then for some of you, it's definitely a divorce, a separation of some kind, you know, breaking up with someone, because you know that this vision that you hoped for, the thing that you thought you two could create together, is just not coming together. It's just not happening. too much has happened, a lot of things were said probably that made you feel very anxious, that made you worry, maybe you feel like you was treading on eggshells with this person and you don't want this anymore. So I feel like there is definitely a tower moment coming up for you in the very near future. For the people this resonates for, of course. In regards to your feelings, you have the Nine of Cups, okay? So I think you're feeling like, even though this is a big situation, like something, like I said, a significant situation is playing out where something that was once very important to you, very integral in your life, is being removed from your life. I think now that you're coming to this decision of walking away, you're feeling really good about it. You're feeling empowered. You're feeling like you're taking back control of the situation, and that rather than allowing the situation to dictate your emotions, you're having control over your emotions again, right? And it's starting to open you up to the idea that maybe there are possibilities. Maybe this isn't it, right? Just maybe because, okay, yeah, I wanted this, but now maybe I don't want this anymore. Maybe there's something else that I truly want, and I won't know that if I don't give myself the opportunity to explore that, right? So you're thinking about your own well-being, your own happiness at this time, because you've probably put that on the back burner for so long that you just can't do it anymore. That you need to start taking care of yourself, right? So in regards to what's crowning you at this time, what's within your power to affect within the situation, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this is what it's telling you, like some things just have to play out. Some things have to run its course. And this situation, this connection, or this living situation, however it applies to you, has run its course. It's coming to an end, right? But obviously that can only happen when you solidify it, when you make the choice to remove yourself from the situation. So you may find yourself relocating, not necessarily to a whole new country or anything like that, although with everything that's going on in the world, it's possible that you may be taking a final flight back to, your home country, your hometown, right? If even a domestic flight, okay, or some travel involved. But either way, I feel like for those of you this reading resonates for, you're gonna be changing home. You're either going to be going back home, or you're going to be relocating to a new home. You're going to find a new home to live in, because this situation is just at that breaking point, pretty much. In regards to your advice, you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So saying, while it's very good to take care of yourself, to put your well-being, at the forefront at this time, it's necessary, because you've not been doing that so much, to the point where you were in the Nine of Swords, right, kind of energy for a long time. It's important that you don't then become like, it's important that you still maintain this awareness, okay, of this give and take, that any situation that you find yourself in, moving forward, that there's this equal give and take, and that it's not imbalanced, and that you don't find yourself on the other side of this equation, pretty much. So because you were the one that was maybe being taken advantage of, that was not being taken seriously, that your efforts were not being appreciated, it's just advising you not to then go into your next set of circumstances and do what these people or this person was doing to you, to whoever you're going to be dealing with in the future, right? Because sometimes people do that without realizing it, because they felt so wronged. They end up embodying the very thing that upset them to begin with, right? They ended up exhibiting the same traits, the same behaviors as the people who wronged them, or they perceived to have wronged them, okay? So it's just asking you that you stay true to your principles, to who you are, and to allow that equal give and take to flow, right? To not go into the same energy that you're trying to remove yourself from, pretty much. And I think for many of you, you won't do this, but just in case there's a situation where you might slip into that energy, just be aware, okay? So in regards to your external influences at this time, so this can be the situation that's playing out, this can be your environment. Again, the home, I feel like, is very important, particularly with the current situation. And also the people you're living with, okay? This is very specific for you. I feel like all of these are key factors in your reading, Sagittarius, okay? So with that, you have the King of Cups in reverse. So this is water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You could be dealing with a water sign in particular. If there's multiple people involved, I would say that you have a very strong emotional tie to these people. Or even this individual, they might not even have water in their main placements, but they might have it in their chart somewhere. Either way, regardless, I feel like you had a very strong bond with this person or these people. They may be your family, your friends, your partner, your husband, your wife, however it resonates, your children. But I feel like, yeah, with the King of Cups being in reverse, I think you felt like you were the support system, okay, in the situation. You were the one that was staying emotionally grounded, that was nurturing, that was providing nourishment, that was taking care, of everybody so that everyone felt good and happy and safe. And that, you were kind of just like, where maybe some people were acting erratic, you were being quite grounded. But I feel like the people around you at this time, kind of, because you're kind of removing yourself from this situation, they feel like they may be treating you unfairly, saying that you're being selfish, that you don't care about other people, that you're emotionally unavailable, that you're cold, that you're distant. So you may be getting a bad rap from these people just simply because you have set boundaries and you're putting your foot down and you chose to remove yourself from this situation, even if it's just temporarily. I don't feel like you're necessarily cutting off all ties. It's possible that you could be, but either way, you're removing yourself from the situation, right? And because of that, you may be getting some, negative comments from someone in particular, saying that, you're not being considerate or you don't care or that kind of thing. We'll look at that when we clarify, but that's not true. It's just simply like you're setting boundaries. You're just being aware that, this situation is becoming unhealthy, right? So in regards to, I feel like this is your hopes, actually. In regards to your hopes, you have the Two of Cups in reverse. Now, usually you can read it either way around, your hopes and then your fears, or your fears and your hopes, and it depends whatever feels most resonant to me. I feel like this is your hopes, actually. Or did I say fears? Let me meditate on this for a second. Okay, yeah, this is definitely your hopes. I feel like what you're hoping for is I think you're hoping that people are not going to guilt trip you into staying in a situation that is not going to lead to any positive outcome. I think you're hoping that any emotional blackmail that's been used against you so far will cease, will come to an end, because you're aware of how toxic that is, how detrimental that is to your mental well-being, but also your emotional well-being. So you're hoping that no one's going to use, things from the past, like certain promises that were maybe made, certain situations that happened, memories of the good times, things like that, to emotionally blackmail you into staying into a situation. I think that's what you're hoping that doesn't happen, right? In regards to your fears, you have the Three of Wands in reverse, more fire energy. Yeah, I think you're afraid that if you don't take a stand now, and if you don't get out there and go after what it is that you want, that it's not going to come towards you, right? That it's never going to happen. You feel like you have to meet it halfway. So you're like, if I don't do this now, it's never going to happen. So I think that's what you're afraid of, like getting caught in this situation and things not progressing, never having that opportunity to go after this fresh start, this way of living that's going to be more aligned with your personality, aligned with what makes you feel at home, what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you feel safe, right? So that's what you're looking at. And in regards to your possible outcome, you have the High Priestess. Okay, so this is a very, very significant card. This is saying that you're going to come into this space of awareness. Your intuition is going to possibly come to the forefront where it's been taking more of a back seat. There may be certain things that you're not going to be communicating for some time while you're working out the finer details, right? You might not tell these people where you're going because you don't want them to know. You don't want them turning up on your door one day, right? So you're kind of keeping yourself to yourself and doing what you feel is the best thing for yourself right now. That's what I'm seeing here. So let's go ahead and clarify them for you, Sagittarius. So, I'm just going to pull out all the clarifiers first. I know this is a lot to contend with. I know the energy must feel pretty heavy if you're in this situation, but that's going to lighten. That's what I'm feeling from this, right? That you're being moved into calmer waters by removing yourself from this situation, whatever it is, okay? But I feel like for those of you this resonates for, I feel like you are, like I said, you are going to be physically moving yourself away. And if you don't feel like you can right now, you're at least emotionally and mentally going to be switching off. And that's why you're being perceived as like cold and distant and not giving a shit, even though that's not the case. You're literally just trying to, you're like kind of in survival mode right now. You're trying to protect yourself because it's just become too much, right? So, you know, you're trying to set clear boundaries while you do what you need to do to bring yourself back into alignment, into balance, right? And be able to see opportunity where you are only seeing lack. And I think part of that is because of this situation, how it's been making you feel. It's been very stressful for you, you know. But yeah, definitely, I think for those of you who can, you will be physically removing yourself from the situation also. Because you're aware, you know, like I said, that high priestess energy, you have that knowing that the situation is done. It's coming to an end. Okay, so let's get into the clarification. In regards to your present circumstances, the 9 of Swords here in reverse, you have the 10 of Cups, the High Priestess again, but in reverse, and you have the 10 of Swords in reverse. So this is insane. This is what I'm talking about. Like it's coming to your, slowly into your awareness that, yeah, that this is essentially no way to be, right? That the reason why you were so stressed and so worried is because you were only looking at this, right? You had this in the forefront of your mind and you're like, regardless of how everything's making me feel right now, this is what I'm focusing on. I know I can get there. I know it can get there. I know it can get there. But at what cost, right? And how is it possible to get there when all your situation does is leave you feeling like this all the time, right? That's not a healthy circumstance, right? So I think it's coming to your awareness now that that's no way to live, and you don't want that anymore. Like, that's clear, that's not what you want. However, I feel like because you still have emotional ties, even though you know it's against your better judgment, you're not so willing to just cut it off completely. So I actually don't think that for the majority of you this is for, I don't feel like you will sever these connections entirely. I feel like you, more than anything, you just want to remove yourself from the situation. But you still have a lot of love and consideration for the people involved, right? You just know that maybe even against your better judgment, that you've been reluctant to leave, even though it's caused you so much pain. But you're kind of, you know, by choosing to stay within the situation, it's not going to give you the chance to heal it. You'll just be stuck in this energy, and it's just going to add more and more onto that load, okay? So, in regards to what's crossing the situation at this time, your challenge, the Justice in reverse here. You have the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 6 of Swords in reverse. So yeah, there's literally nothing more that can be done to find some kind of resolution in the situation. I think everything has been exhausted, and it's not like, the more you try, the more turbulent it gets, right? That's what I'm getting from it. Like, it doesn't lead to anything. Because, you know, people are not putting the effort in. It's just you that's putting the work in, but it needs to be a joint effort, right? It has to be, everyone has to be on the same page, and I'm not seeing this with it. And that's where the imbalance comes. That's why this is in reverse. It's not equal give and take, right? And it's not been fair, but this has also been an important lesson for you, Sagittarius, to create those boundaries, to know what you should be willing to accept and what you shouldn't, okay? That there needs to be that equal give and take, and that's not what's happening in this situation. So you're kind of done hearing everyone's critique and everyone's ideas and telling you how this and that should be done when they're not putting or lifting a finger themselves. So you're kind of done with it. In regards to your recent past, the Five of Pentacles in reverse here, you have the Strength card in reverse, Leo energy, so you could be dealing with a Leo. You have the Judgment card in reverse, and you have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So yeah, you didn't feel like you had the courage to do what was necessary. You thought that, if you would leave, you were afraid of how that would affect those involved, right? Again, putting others before yourself, which I get it. When you care about people, you do that. I'm guilty of that all the time. So it's something I've had to learn also. I do get it. I really get it. But I think it's coming slowly into your awareness, little by little, that may have been a mistake. That, by choosing to stay in this situation because you're afraid of how it's going to impact other people or this person, and what the outcome could be even for yourself. You didn't necessarily walk away when you should have done. There may have been something that you should have communicated in regards to your feelings, because you were overwhelmed by it at this point. You were frustrated, you were angry, you were upset, you were heartbroken because you were not being considered, essentially. But you didn't communicate this. You didn't bring this to the table. Probably because you were sick of the arguing, possibly, and you just wanted to find an amicable resolution, But I don't feel like that's what happened. So in regards to your near future, the Four of Wands in reverse here, you have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this is Earth energy, as we said, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. You have the Ten of Wands in reverse. You have the Four of Cups in reverse. And you have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So more water energy. So you could easily be dealing with, like I said, a water sign or even an earth sign here. We have two queens here. Yeah, the Four of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Wands in reverse. So, yeah. You may have even been engaged. Some of you may have been engaged. I feel like this is a very specific message for someone, but I feel like someone was in a same-sex relationship. It could be two women or two men or non-binary in terms of gender. It doesn't really matter. This is talking about energy, not gender, so keep that in mind. But I feel like either way, like two people that were exhibiting maybe some codependency because the divine feminine aspects in each party was bruised due to this situation, and that could be what led to this engagement being called off in the near future. I feel like this is a very specific message, this particular bit. I feel like someone is going to call off this engagement, right? And I feel like this is whoever represents this person, right? Whoever it represents the Queen of Pentacles in reverse here is going to be the one that calls it off. I think the Queen of Cups is the one that's going to react possibly with this desire to try and manipulate the situation, to try and keep this person here. Like I said, recalling on the good times and all the things that you did together, the promises that were made. They may fall into that energy when you call it off and tell them that, listen, this is what I wanted, but this is not possible. This is not me saying that I never wanted to be with you. Of course I wanted to be with you, but it's not possible at this point. Like, we are doing so much harm to each other in this relationship. Like, I can't see it going anywhere. you know, we've exhausted every option, you know, and I'm beyond tired. I just can't do it anymore. But I don't want to lose you for good. That's what I'm kind of getting from this. Like, I can't be with you under these circumstances, but I don't want to lose you entirely. That's kind of what I'm getting. But others of you, I feel like, yeah. For some of you, I feel like this is a family connection. Could be a mother-daughter relationship, or sisters. I'm getting that as well, where someone was just thinking about, you know, like, oh, we need more of this, we need more of that, I need to get more money, blah, blah, blah. It was very, like, materialistic, whereas I feel like the other person in the situation was, like, very much about the emotion, like, really feeling like they're suffering because they're lacking the emotional fulfillment, they're lacking, you know, that kind of connection, right? That's what they're looking for right now. That's what they need. They need emotional support. They need to feel loved. And they feel like they're not getting this from this other person. And this other person is like, well, how can you expect me to love you when you're not contributing, you're not bringing to the table, right? And this, I feel like this is your energy, right? You're like, how can you say that? Of course I love you, but it's hard to be affectionate with you right now when you're doing nothing to help this situation. You're not contributing, you're not doing your bit around the house, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. It's all on my shoulders. So yeah, of course I'm pulling my energy away and I'm pulling my affection away because you know, this shouldn't be one-sided. So until that gets resolved, you know, I'm kind of just, I'm taking myself out of the picture pretty much. That's what I'm getting. So I feel like for some of you it is kind of a relationship dispute. For some of you it's more of a family dispute, okay? So just take it however it resonates. In regards to your feelings, the 9 of Cups here, you have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. Interesting. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune again as well. We have the 6 of Wands in reverse and the 7 of Pentacles, right? So yeah, you're thinking, like I said, you're really thinking about your own happiness, your own fulfillment. You know, you're not wanting everything to be on your shoulders. So now by you taking this stand and saying, no, like, I'm not going to be disrespected anymore. Like, I'm gonna remove myself from this situation and put myself in a situation that feels right for me, right? And then that's when things are going to change, you know, as you step into that energy of, like, you know, I need to take control of my life. I need to emotionally balance myself. And I need to take care of myself as well. When you step into that space, that's when you're going to see things really start to change in your reality. I feel like where it may have been a challenge as well before to, I guess, just cut through the nonsense, right? You're not finding it so difficult anymore. I feel like, you know, it's getting easier. It's getting easier to kind of feel empowered, to feel like, you know, you're not going to be undermined and undershadowed by other people anymore. That you can begin to truly invest in yourself, you know, put your time, energy and resources into things that are going to create a positive outcome rather than just banging your head against the same brick wall pretty much. So clarifying what's within your power to affect what's crowning you, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You have the 7 of Cups in reverse and the 3 of Swords in reverse. So, yeah, as I said, I think you know that this situation has to come to an end. It has to change in order for things to change and move forward, because there's nothing that can be done within it. Oh, God, I just got this feeling that someone may be... Oh boy, okay. So I think okay, I think there's a truth that needs to be revealed. I just want to clarify, I don't usually do this, but this one is important. I need to get one more card at least for this. Yeah, fuck. Okay, let me just get one more. Oh, someone's going to find out the truth, yeah. Okay, I just got this hit as well. So, right, the reason why this is in reverse, okay? The situation that's crowning you is not come to completion yet, even though it is on its way around to coming full circle, coming to the end. It's because someone's been lying. Someone's been lying, and like I said, this person, whoever the Queen of Cups is in this situation, the one who's going to likely fall into some kind of manipulation. Yeah, they did you wrong. I'm sorry. I have to say that, but I felt this. As soon as I got the Three of Swords in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse, you've been feeling like there's no doors opening up to you, no opportunities. They probably maybe even made you feel this way by little subtle things they say or do to make you feel like they are your best option. They're doing that because they don't want you to go, because they're afraid you're going to find out the truth. That they have been messing around behind your back. Someone's been messing around behind your back. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm getting. At least this is not going to be for all of you, but where this is a relationship and that person's been undermining you and making you feel powerless, making you feel like, they're as good as you're ever going to get. If that resonates for you, there's a reason for that. Because they don't want you to leave, because they know that if you find out that they've been sneaking around behind your back and seeing someone else, there's someone in particular that they've been messing around with, you're going to just walk out. And they know this, right? They know that you're not going to stay in the situation, right? So maybe you came close to walking away because you got an inkling, right? Something was telling you that something was amiss, and you thought, yeah, this person's doing me wrong, I'm going to leave. But because you didn't have proof, that's why you didn't leave, okay? But the truth is that they fucked you over. I'm sorry, but they fucked you over. And until that is come to the forefront, until that is revealed, that you were, that they were messing around. They didn't want you to find out because they knew that you'd be heartbroken if you did. So they're trying to keep it away from you. They're trying to hide the truth because they know that would be a big hit to your ego, essentially. But someone's communicating, man. I don't know who it is, but someone's going to communicate. And I think, what I'm getting is I feel like this person, whoever this third person is going to pretty much turn up and be like, I'm not being an option anymore. You have to choose. And that is what's going to bring you into this space. Like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, no. No. This makes so much more sense. I can see exactly what you're about. But no, I'm done. So whoever that's for, they're going to walk away for good, right? I feel like whoever this person is going to sever the connection completely when this communication comes in. And I feel like this isn't going to come from the person you are with, who you're committed to. This is going to be from the third party that's going to say, I don't want to be an option anymore, right? That I want something serious, and you need to tell me if that's what you want, because I'm done. And I think you're going to find that out. And this person that you're dealing with is going to tell you that that's not the case, that they're not cheating on you, that they don't want to be with anyone else. But the fact is they are, okay? If this is in regards to your family, I think that, there is going to be a lot of back and forth communication, but I feel like you're going to really stand up for yourself and speak your truth. You're going to make it very clear why you're going, what it is that you are not willing to tolerate anymore, what you expect moving forward. And, you just don't want to hear it, right? You're putting up your boundaries and you're communicating that because you're done with feeling like shit, feeling like your feelings don't matter. That hurts you, man. That shit hurts you and you're done with it. You're like, I'm not putting up with this energy anymore. I'm not being treated like, my voice doesn't matter when everyone else's does, that everyone else's happiness and, how they want to approach things is fine, but, the things that I want to raise, the things that I want to discuss, the things that I want to look at as a possibility just gets ignored, right? No one takes my feelings into consideration, my hopes, my dreams, and you're done with that. You're like, no, I'm just removing myself from the situation and going after it for myself, pretty much. But yeah, let me just clarify, let me just state this though. I don't feel like for everyone who's reading this resonates for, that the person is cheating on you. I'm just saying, if there's a particularly for those where the person is making you feel like you can't do anything without them, that they are your best option, that always make you feel like you're reliant on them for your happiness, that they are the be all and end all, and that are very evasive when you try to challenge them on this subject before. They are messing around, I'm telling you. I'm sorry to tell you that, but they are. And what they were not expecting is that the thing that's going to actually close the chapter out for good is when the third party comes up and just like, hi, by the way, I've been doing this, and I'm not being an option anymore. They're going to pretty much turn up at the door, I feel like, or something like that. And the other person's going to start freaking out because they're like, what are you doing here? Like, what's going on? And you're like, I'm not being they're like, I'm not being an option anymore. It's either me or them, giving them the ultimatum. And like I said, that communication is coming in fast. Like, it's very fiery, very passionate. Like, I want you, I want to be with you, I want a future with you. So you got to decide, me or the person that you're in a relationship with. And you're just going to be like, well, shit, you can keep them, I'm fucking leaving, it's that kind of energy. But for the rest of you, I feel like you're just standing your ground and saying, I'm not being treated like an option anymore. I'm not being treated like, like my feelings don't matter. That, that you're not considering, how this situation makes me feel, how you're treating me by not acknowledging the things I say, what I do around the house, what I'm trying to do to keep everyone happy, keep the unit together, that kind of thing, right? So take it however it resonates. But that was a very clear one that just hit me, so I had to get that out there, okay? So if that is you, I'm sorry, it's gonna suck like hell when that happens, but that will be the deciding factor. And that's when you'll just like literally just remove yourself from the situation and go towards something much better for you, okay? So in regards to your advice, the Six of Pentacles in reverse, this makes a lot of sense now. You have the Nine of Swords in reverse again, and the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about, like equal give and take. Like, don't allow this situation, particularly if you are that person that's leaving a toxic relationship where this person was lying to you or cheating on you or whatever. Don't fall into that energy of being like, well, because I was treated so badly, the next person I end up like being in a relationship with or living with, or whatever kind of connection I have moving forward, they're going to have to work twice as hard as anyone else. They're going to have to prove to me that I mean something to them. They have to work really hard for me. Like, don't go into that space. That's toxic also, okay? It needs to be equal give and take, this beautiful flow back and forward, right? So, yeah, and I feel like, you're aware of that, and you'll be prepared to do that, right? To give and take, to have that equal exchange, right? And it's not going to feel like such a burden like it did before, where you felt like you were constantly giving and trying to get something back but not really getting it. It's not going to be like this moving forward, because you're standing your ground. You're showing that that's something you're not willing to tolerate, right? So yeah, so it's something that shouldn't even be something you should have to worry about, right? That should be a given, right? And the fact that it wasn't a given tells you everything, right? So you don't have to worry about this anymore. This shouldn't even, it's not worth, making yourself ill over it. It's just not, okay? So just be aware of that. So in regards to your external influences, the King of Cups in reverse here. We've got a king and queen here, so that's, this is a very karmic situation, I feel. I know a lot of people read that as like twin flames, soul connection. I also take it as karmic situations, and I feel like this one is definitely a karmic situation. There's a huge lesson in this for you, Sagittarius, and it's coming to your awareness, and by the end of it, you will be in the High Priestess energy for sure, right? So clarifying the King of Cups in reverse, you have the Five of Swords in reverse and the Hanged Man. I'm not surprised, right? Because you're awakening to this deception, right? That no more mind games can be played. It doesn't matter. They'll all try it. They'll try and say you don't give a shit, that you're self-centered, you only think about your own happiness, that you don't care how life's going to be without them, and blah, 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 and how they're going to have to deal with you not being around, and blah, 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 twisting it all around, because they know they've been caught out. They know that they can't manipulate you moving forward, okay? And you're just like, I'm done with the mind games. Like, you know, you can do whatever you want, but I am not interested. I'm not going to be there for it, pretty much. And you know that this was a long time coming, but now you're gaining all this information. Now it's come to your awareness. You're like, okay, now I can act. Now that I'm aware, now I have the clarity that I've been seeking. Now I have the answers. I know what to do now, right? I was just waiting for this information, and now this information's here. I know what to do, right? So whatever it is, I feel like you just getting the awareness that this isn't how it should be, and you standing up for yourself and removing yourself from the situation, or in the alternate situation where you find out that someone has been manipulative, that has been lying, that has been cheating, however that resonates. You gaining that information gives you the clarity and the realization, like, oh my God, I was right. I should have just left. Now I am. It's that kind of thing. So in regards to your hopes, the Two of Cups in reverse here, you have the Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, like I said, you really don't want to hear it. Like, whatever this person is going to try, because I feel like, this person is going to try everything out of the book, right? Like, any way they can to try and get you to not act, to not leave, right? Because they know, like, you're just going to be up and gone, pretty much. So they're going to do whatever it takes to try and trick you into staying. And you don't want to hear it. You're like, I hope they won't do this, because I've hit the limit. Like, I am not interested. Right? So you kind of know that because you have a lot of nostalgic feelings around, you have a lot of nostalgic feelings around this connection, right? But you are hoping that it's not enough to keep you immobile, right? Stay within the situation. You're not going to do that. You're hoping that you'll have what it takes to just disregard whatever play they have, right? Whatever move they try to make to prevent you from taking action, you're hoping that that's going to fail. Because you can see clearly now how imbalanced it actually is, right? It's coming to your awareness just how imbalanced it truly is. And that's not what you want moving forward. You're like, no, I'm not being drip fed this, a little bit of this and this, while you're giving so much more to someone else. Or I'm not willing to take the slack for everybody else in this situation because no one wants to, do their bit to contribute, right? Like I said, however your situation is. But yeah, you're just like, no, I see how imbalanced this is now, so I'm just hoping that they're not going to try, anything underhandedly to try and keep me in this situation. In regards to your fears, the Three of Wands in reverse, you have the Three of Cups in reverse and the Justice in reverse again. So again, you're afraid that you won't be able to move forward, that you're going to be trapped in this situation, that you're always going to be treated as like, like I said, the the things are always going to be imbalanced out, unfair, that you won't have an opportunity to remove yourself and seek something more fulfilling that is actually balanced. You're afraid that that you're not going to be able to escape pretty much this connection. And that there's, you're just going to be trapped in a joyless situation, right? Something that makes you feel very sad, very discontent, that it's an unfair situation. And that no matter what step you take, there's not a means for you to escape it, right? But that's not true. I'm not seeing that at all. I'm seeing like you are leaving. Like that's what I'm seeing here. So in regards to your outcome then, or possible outcome should I say, the High Priestess, which I feel like is very much going to be your energy by the end of all this. You have the Hierophant in reverse, so Taurus energy. You could have Taurus in your chart, you could be dealing with the Taurus. And you have the Fool, okay? So, the Fool in reverse. So, yeah, I don't feel like you're ready to with the Fool in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse, I feel like you're not ready to, you're not wanting to fall back into a leadership role again, pretty much. I feel like you've had to take the lead on many aspects when it comes to your finances, or the household finances. the general ins and outs of how things work in the day, the day-to-day life and lifestyle, taking care of the home, taking care of this, that, the other, sorting everything out, always having to take the lead to keep everything afloat. And I feel like, as well as providing emotional support for everyone involved, I feel like you're not willing to do that anymore. Like, you just want time to pause and to reflect and to really think about what it is that you want moving forward. But you're not, now that it's come into your awareness and you're looking at things very differently, I think you really just want time for pause to go within and see how it is you came to be in this situation in the beginning, right? So yeah, you're really not wanting to be in a situation where you're attracting this kind of energy again. You don't want to start a whole new chapter where you just fall into a new cycle of this, right? Different players maybe, but the same situation more or less. So yeah, you're taking time out to really consider what needs to be done moving forward so you don't find yourself in these circumstances again. So Sagittarius, I know that was a big reading. There was a lot going on there, and I apologize if it was a lot to take in. But you can rewatch this if there's things you feel like key messages you need to hear again. You can always go back or you can rewatch the video. But yeah, I hope this helps you. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If it was useful, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And yeah, I really, really hope that things do change for you moving forward. I do believe if you remove yourself from this circumstance, things will change for sure. So just trust in your intuition, trust in your strength, right? Your conviction, your determination to improve your life, okay? Because you have what it takes to turn this around. You have what it takes to start a new chapter for you, okay? And just, really take care of yourself at this time, okay? It's so important. And I know it's not going to be easy, but I promise you, you can do it. You have everything that you need, okay? You can do this. I believe in you, okay? So all the best. And yeah, do let me know if you if you need someone to talk to in regards to this or need some friendly advice. I'll be more than happy to discuss it with you. But in the meantime, I wish you all the best, and I'll do another reading for you very soon. Take care.